Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the modes of reproduction, modes of asexual reproduction. Yesterday we have discussed the meaning of reproduction, then importance of reproduction, and then the types of reproduction. So today we will start with the modes of asexual reproduction. So modes of asexual reproduction, in this first mode is fission. First of all, the meaning of fission means division. This type of reproduction occurs in unicellular organism, and this is the method in which when the cell is fully grown or fully mature, it divides and in the process division in the process, firstly the nucleus divide, then the cytoplasm divide. So this fission or the division of the parent cell into two is called binary fission. So fission is also of two types. One is binary fission and other is multiple fission. In binary fission, we can take the example of amoeba. Amoeba, as you know, it has the irregular shape. These are the pseudopodia in amoeba. Then it is the nucleus and this is the cytoplasm in amoeba. What happened during the process of fission or binary fission in amoeba? First of all, in it, the nucleus starts elongate. This is the nucleus, and in this case you see nucleus starts elongation of nucleus. Then after the elongation of nucleus, the cytoplasm begin to divide. Now cytoplasm divides. Then when this process is completed, then two of amoebae can take birth. These are two daughter amoebae. So this is the process of binary fission. Mean when amoeba divides, single parent amoeba divides into two daughter nuclei, then it is called as binary fission. Now second type of fission is multiple fission. It takes place in case of plasmodium. Plasmodium, that is a protozoan. In that case, in case of plasmodium, its cell have one nucleus. First of all, it develops a hard covering or cyst around it, and then its nucleus divides firstly. When the nucleus divides, after that the nucleus cytoplasm comes with onto the nucleus and many of the cells are formed. After this, when the favorable conditions are there, this cyst removes itself and the new plasmodiums, many plasmodiums can take birth. So this is the process of multiple fission. Multiple fission, as we see that during unfavorable condition, this cyst is formed around the plasmodium cell and then the nucleus divide. After nucleus, cytoplasm also divides and the many new organism of the similar type of many new plasmodiums are formed, and when the favorable conditions come, the coat or the outer cyst is broken down and large number of organisms are released. So, this is the multiple fission. Now, budding. Budding, as the name indicate, a bud, this fission, as you know, it takes place in case of unicellular organism, and in case of a multicellular organism, budding takes place. Although in yeast, that is a unicellular organism, it also takes place. In case of yeast, an outgrowth is developed around the cell of yeast. This is the yeast cell, and this is its nucleus, and this is the vacuole. First of all, a small outgrowth develops around on the cell body. Then this outgrowth starts to develop longer, and the nucleus, it elongates and move to the outgrowth. This is the nucleus. After that, a wall appears in between, and the nucleus is there in both of the cells. When this bud is fully grown, it detaches. This is the bud, and when it is the fully grown, it detaches out of the parent cell. So, this bud forms the daughter yeast, and parent yeast remain as the same. So, in both cases, in fission and budding, you see, in fission the organism or the amoeba or the plasmodium lost its identity. But in case of budding, parent yeast is there, only daughter yeast or the new organism is formed. So, this is the process of budding. In case of hydra, the process of budding also is there. Hydra, it's a multicellular organism, and it has first of all a bud appears on its body, outer any parts of body, and then this bud grows bigger and forms all the organs of the hydra. After the formation of all organs like that of parent hydra, it detaches itself from the parent cell and forms into the new hydra. So, this is the budding, and this is the bud, and bud develops tentacles, and after that this is the mother hydra or parent hydra, and it is daughter hydra. So, this is the process of budding. Now, next process is sporulation or spore formation. Sporulation or spore formation, it occurs in case of some bacteria, fungi, like rhizopus or bread mound. It happens in these organisms. These they develop spores, and a spore is a single or several celled reproductive structures that detaches from the parent and give rise to a new organism. During spore formation in rhizopus, this happens in rhizopus. This is the structure of rhizopus. Knob-like structure. This is the structure of rhizopus. knob-like structure appears, which is called as sporangium. This is the sporangium. Spores develop inside the sporangium. These spores remain there up till the sporangium develops them fully, and after that these spores are when this is get mature, this burst and the spores are there in the air and they can survive themselves as the new individual. So this is the process of sporulation. Next is fragmentation. Fragmentation mean to cut into pieces. Fragmentation means to cut into pieces or cut into parts. So in some multicellular organism like algae, example is of Spirogyra. In Spirogyra, it has structure like that. When the part of the Spirogyra is cut into pieces, each part has capacity to develop into a new organism, and this occurs during the favorable condition when the moisture or the temperature and the nutrient and the light is available, then the process of fragmentation occur. Next process is regeneration. Regeneration mean ability to give rise to the new organism when the individual is cut or broken up into many pieces. In certain organism, new individuals can be regenerated from small body fragments. In case of planaria or hydra, it takes place. In case of planaria, when the organism, that is planaria, when accidentally this planaria cut into pieces like that, each and every portion of its have ability to grow again, grow the lost parts. Which parts are lost, it can form them again. So in this case we see each part can again grow into the individual one. When which part is lost, it has ability to form it again. So this is the process of regeneration of organism. So this is the regeneration. In the similar way, hydra can also produce their its lost part when it is having the parts lost. It has also ability to form the lost parts again. And last is vegetative propagation. Students, you must have seen after the rain we see many types of plants, grasses, herbs, etc. on the area near our houses. So from where does these plants have come from? These plants have grown due to presence of any part of the plant in soil nearby. When these parts get the proper position, they can grow when they get moisture, when they get water. They are able to produce their parts. So this is the vegetative propagation. This is also of two types, natural and artificial. In natural, the plants can grow by the root, stem, leaves, etc. and that we see around us after the rainy season. Beside that, some of the plants, examples of some of the plants are there that grow by roots. These are the guava, dahlia, sweet potato, asparagus, etc. And the example of plants that grow from stem are grasses, then garlic, then onion, banana, etc. And examples of the plant that can grow through leaves is bryophyllum or bougainvillea. We have seen the leaf of bryophyllum, when it fall on the earth, it has notches, and each notch have ability to grow into a new plant. So this is the vegetative reproduction, and this is the natural way of vegetative reproduction. Now second vegetative reproduction is by the artificial method, and there are many methods of artificial reproduction, vegetative propagation. These are cutting, grafting, then layering, then tissue culture, etc. In cutting, a cutting of the plant is grown in the soil, and when it gets the moist condition, then it grows, then it develops in its roots and grows into a new plant. So this is the way of cutting. In the similar way, grafting, in grafting, in this method, a branch which is called as skein is attached to another rooted plant which is called as stalk, and the attached cutting becomes an integrated part of the rooted plant after some time. So this is the grafting. Next is layering. Layering mean young branch of the plant is bent towards the ground and covered with moist soil. After some time, the roots develop from the covered part, and this process is called as layering, and the branch that is are there in ground, it can develop into a new plant, and we can grow it at another place. So this is the process of layering. And the last process of this method or artificial vegetative propagation is tissue culture. In this process, a piece of tissue is cut off from the growing tip of the plant, and the cells are separated and kept in nutrient medium under controlled condition. After that, we see after some time the roots have developed, and after changing the medium or nutrient medium, the shoots or the other parts of the plants can be developed. So this is also the method of tissue culture, and we can grow plants by this method also. So these all are the modes of asexual reproduction. So this is all for the day. Thank you.